Metal Eden is a sci-fi shooter that feels a lot like modern Doom, but with a cyberpunk twist. And it does come with a few hiccups that, depending on your taste, could be a deal breaker or not. You essentially play as this advanced robot called a HYPER unit, and your job is basically to break into this massive orbital city to rescue trapped human minds. The hook here is that you can rip energy cores out of your enemies and chuck them back as explosives. And the story goes that in the future humans figured out how to store consciousness in these compact core things. This lets people basically become immortal and travel to distant planets. But of course things went wrong. There's this huge city called MOEBIUS floating in space that was supposed to be humanity's new home, but it turned into a prison instead. You're sent on what's essentially a suicide mission to get in there and free all the trapped people. The gameplay focuses on fast movement and this core extraction system. You can wall run, use a grappling hook, dash around with a jetpack, and even turn into some kind of armored ball to charge at enemies. When you fight robots, you can punch through their armor with a super punch and then rip their power cores out. These cores work as both health pickups and grenades, depending on what you do with them. Combat feels pretty standard, but solid enough. You've got the usual weapons: a pistol that overheats instead of reloading, a shotgun, and some temporary heavy weapons you can pick up. There's an upgrade system where you can spend currency called dust to modify your weapons and abilities. The enemies are mostly different types of robots with varying armor levels and attack patterns. The movement system is where the game tries to stand out, as you can chain together wall runs, grappling hook swings, and jetpack boosts to stay airborne and mobile during fights. There's also slow motion ability that drains fuel but helps with precision shots and timing. The game does have some rough spots. The level design is pretty linear without much to explore or discover. There are too many boring zipline sections that break up the action. One major issue is that the voice acting is done with AI. Most people, myself included, would probably prefer no voice acting at all, rather than inauthentic voice acting.
Stand by for new mission objective. Mission objective updated. Give 'em hell, HYPER.
The super punch, that's meant to be this big powerful move, could use some improvements as well. The developers have been updating the game's demo based on feedback, fixing crashes, balancing weapons and enemies, improving performance, and adding better UI elements. They've also reworked how health restoration works at checkpoints depending on difficulty levels. Visually, the game has this brutalist sci-fi look with lots of metal and industrial environments. You move between the orbital city and a mining world below called Vulcan. The art style seems decent, but nothing groundbreaking. So basically, Metal Eden is trying to be a spiritual successor to games like Doom 2016, but with its own core extraction twist and more emphasis on movement. Whether it pulls this off successfully seems to depend on how much they can polish the rough edges. And this sentence concludes today's video. If your time was respected, a like or comment is very much appreciated.
These clowns to the ground.